I have in front of me this 300 watt Aurora scene light bar. It's part of their scene work light range of light bars, and this particular model is their 30-inch lens model. So the lens itself is 30 inches. In the box you will get a wire harness, which is all pre-terminated. You have your relay done, switch, DT connector cable done, and your pre-terminated battery terminals plus an inline fuse holder. Also in the box you will get small pigtail cable and 2 mounting brackets. On the light itself it comes with an overmolded DT socket, so if your machine comes pre-wired and you're all set up, you can use something like this. You can just plug that in there and connect it back up to your original cables. So as I said, it's part of their scene light range, which means you'll get an extra wide beam. This particular model is 120 degrees flood. Just a few specs on this light itself. It's 300 watt and it is running 65 watt Cree LEDs. The input voltage is 9 to 32 volts, so that should cover various different machines for difference in voltages. The lumen output is 15,120 lumens. If you're going to run this particular light at 24 volts, it will draw 6.8 amps. If you run it at 12 volts, it will draw 12.6 amps. So it has the extra wide beam, and normally this particular light bar here is used for track machines. That's kind of the main market for it at the moment. We've done a lot at this stage and the feedback we're getting is just fabulous. I mean, your standard light bar, which is something like this one here, which a lot of guys are using, doesn't even compare. Normally what I would see, these particular light bars here are, the beam pattern is too narrow. They're running either 6 or 8 degrees and possibly either 60 or 90 degrees at the end, but it still leaves the beam pattern too narrow for machines that are working. Simple reason is it's diverting the beam right into one central location, as where something like this Aurora style light bar will disperse the beam really wide, so when you look left and right of the machine you have light, compared to something like the older style here, it's all focused in one area. Don't get me wrong, it's a lot of light, but again it's extremely focused. With regard to the mounting brackets on this, this particular ones here, so to be actually turned that way, and the outside measurements on these is 870 mil, and from center to center 845 mil. Height wise, with the bracket, so from the top of the light to the base of the bracket, it's 108 mil, and from the front to the back of the light it's 90 millimeters. The height of the light without the brackets, it's 83 mil. So extremely robust light from Aurora. You would expect nothing else. I'll just give you a couple of close-ups here if I can. Nicely built, as always. Again, that's just your breather valve here. That just helps the pressure within the lens to dissipate, so you don't get any condensation or moisture build-up behind the lens. Just as we speak about the lens, this particular model is running the GE Lexan lens, which is absolutely unbreakable. Nylon lock nuts there again for your brackets. So a nice robust light is what you would expect. So that's really it. It's just a quick overview of the 300 watt scene work light bars available at ledautotech.ie.